With the interim budget set to be announced on 1st of February, defence sector is also expecting a boost in terms of budgetary allocation to enhance self-reliance along with the ongoing modernisation drive of the Indian Armed Forces.
Indian Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will be presenting the budget on 4th February. This will be an interim budget ahead of the upcoming general elections. In fiscal year 2023 to 2024, Ministry of Defence in India was allocated a total budget of rupees 5.94 lakh crore, approximately $72.4 billion, which was 13.18% of the total budget. Defence experts in the country are expecting a budget with focus on reforms and enhancing cooperation between the private and the public sector in defence production.
A greater participation of the private sector in defence production. This can actually boost defence production to such an extent, and it will lead to an Atmanirbhar Bharat in defence production. While reforms have taken place in defence, especially by the dissolving of the Ordnance Factory Board and the 41 ordnance factories being converted into 7 defence public sector units. However, we need to go one step further, and the management of the defence public sector units needs to be given to perhaps the private sector, the CEOs from the private sector who have performed outstandingly well and who volunteer for the task.
India has been moving rapidly to modernize its armed forces with a focus on self-reliance. To achieve the goal, experts are also expecting about 10% increase in the budget for defence from last year.
Regarding the armed forces are concerned, the thrust that is there on modernization will be continued, and I expect an allocation of over 6.5 lakh crores. In real terms, it's a huge amount, though as maybe percentage of the GDP, it may be around 2%, a little over 2% of the GDP. And keeping in view the Chinese expansionism, Pakistan's involvement in terrorism, I think the armed forces can be rest assured. I don't believe there'll be any shortage of funds as regards that is concerned.
With the rapidly changing geopolitical scenario and structures of the armed forces around the world, India has been regularly enhancing its defense budget, which is now one of the largest in the world, to maintain its defensive as well as offensive capabilities. Akshay Dongre, DD India.